Right.
I didn't get to wear my black collar shirt because I didn't go home last night.
Yeah.
Hey! Not to my official house.
Yeah.
Yeah, space with my clothes on.
That's what's up.
Be humble. Yep. I'm humble excited, man. Somebody text me a number right now. You excited?
Okay. Cool. So we're gonna have to almost gonna call it too, but we're gonna have to talk to the uncle first.
Oh, you want to talk to him first? I got him calling in at 5:30.
At 5:30? Oh, yeah, so we got time.
Yep.
So almost, if you're there, if you watch, you better call in now so we can go ahead and get you in on this, baby.
My stage, I'm the semi. The off my neck, that ain't right. I make a play, blowing up your whole life. I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshop.
818-947-2305.
What's up, Miss Sharp? Yeah. Missy, what's up? I know, girl Pearl, we ain't seen him in a minute. I ain't talked to him in a minute. Man, this high school problem. Mike P is in the house. Y'all go to Mike P's here in California. Oh, before I forget, I'm tripping. My man. Happy birthday to my DJ. Y'all know what it is.
Yo, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What's up, cuz? Before we get this started, because you know I appreciate you, DJ Craig, happy birthday, man. You set it off yesterday, boy. You was killing it. You was killing it. Did you see it? Yeah. You was on there doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
KBCM Monarch Radio. It's your boy Fuel.
It's your boy G Wells. I'm in the building. Fat Boy in the building.
That's what's up. And we're talking about today. I'm gonna go ahead. What are we talking about, Fat Boy? I'm letting you have this.
Today we're gonna talk about mass incarceration, y'all. What's that?
That's me.
Okay. Today we're gonna talk about mass incarceration. I have my uncle, which is one of my idols, man, and it kind of took away from me due to mass incarceration. So we're gonna have him call in and have him tap in with us about the effects that it has on our community, as well as the effects that it has on him.
Yeah.
So yes, stay in with me. I'm trying to fix these headphones before
I know, right?
talk to you. So, but yeah, I got them in now. Now we got action. But yeah.
Yeah. That's not good. Oh no, that's here. I got it.
Okay, so but yeah, it's gonna be mass incarceration. We waiting on almost to get in, but I've been reading a book by Kianga Yamada Taylor, and it's called From #Black Lives Matter to Black Liberation, and she's tackling mass incarceration as, of course, not just a form of modern day slavery, but also a way for society and the government to basically push the black problem under the rug.
Right.
And what I mean by the quote unquote black problem or minority problem is the lack of education, right, in our communities. Right. The lack of social programs, the school to prison pipeline. Right. Unemployment rates. Right. This book kind of destroys the whole notion of this quote unquote black on black crime thing that we all like to bring up. Everybody does it. Right. If once you break it down, you will learn that crime happens interracially. Right. So most likely, if you're white, you will be robbed by somebody that is white. It's 8 times out of 10, it will be somebody of another color, and that's maybe because you were in that. But most of the time, it's interracial, so it's within your community. So this whole notion of that blacks are more violent or Latinos are more violent is false. It is a constant web and a constant pressure, right? That's kind of constantly sucking the youth end, right? Because if you're not educating the youth, there's only one place they're going to end up. And I remember when I was a young kid, and we took a trip to the Capitol, and I asked Merv Dimely, and I asked him, I said, man, if y'all build more prisons instead of schools, where do you think the kids are going to end up? And Merv Dimely just told me off the top, man, that's why I need you here. And I was young. I was maybe like 12 or 13, was just telling me I need to come up there to do an internship. I never did, right? But I should have. And what he said was, because that is probably the deepest question I've ever heard from a young man, and it's real. Why is mass incarceration so important? Not to mention that they are privately owned institutions as well.
Majority of it is
majority are privately owned.
And so my question is this, because of course I read the statistics of us as Black and Hispanics has been the highest, or the most population incarcerated right now.
Facts, right?
You know what I mean? And but then the two, and this is gonna kind of sound kind of crazy, but sometimes, although we look for reasons why, and we look reasons as to the unfairness of the system, but then, it's kind of like, how do you stop it? And the only way you stop it is you not get involved in the system, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. I understand it's hard to do.
It's better, and that was a great thing on having my uncle call in as well.
Right.
Because he's a direct product of that. Straight A student, was going to be a doctor. I've always known him to be excellent, very intelligent, getting awards from Malcolm Jamal Warner. This was 20 years ago. Going on conferences. This is 20 years ago. We had a graduation he was an honor student going into high school. So, but what happens is, I think too, because one of my questions is, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, because the question you asked me is kind of similar to what is it a perpetuation? Right. Of criminality within the African American or Latino community. But I'm gonna back away from that. I'm gonna say that if you don't know, you don't know. And if there is no jobs, his shoes look nice. I'm gonna take his shoes. Or if I'm hungry and it look like they got food in there, I'm gonna run in there. I'm gonna go get some food. And what happens is you get caught up, and it goes back. Remember Nipsey Hussle? He got a verse on one of them songs, and he said, "You moving forward with speed, all your morals will lead. Only focus is cheese, not a forest is trees." And what he said is, once you start to move, morals leave out the door. All you see is money. And that is when it starts to distort your vision on what you're looking for and what's the true outcome of life. Right? So I think.
So do you think and then just like Wanda just suggested, they come for us. Do you think they just come for us, and by us knowing that they're gonna come for us, is there a way to, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to justify,
but I understand, because I think knowing that they're coming for you and understanding that they're coming for you is two different things. Knowing, we all know. We know the sky blue. Do you understand why it's blue? No. You know what I mean? Like, so knowing why they're coming after you and understanding that if I keep you oppressed, and knowing that the Black plight, right, or the minority plight is the plight of America. It's the world plight. Because as long as we're continue to be oppressed and continue to be mass incarcerated and continue to be done a certain way, it's a domino effect. Everybody, it's okay. So as long as it's happening to the brothers and sisters, or as the N-words that they would say, as long as it's happening, it's okay. But what happens is it backfires on you. And it also happens to you as well. And I was talking to a guy on a white guy, and I was talking to him about a lot of people who vote Republican, right, have the same issues that we have. Bad schooling. So I say that to say I don't even think it's a color thing, of course, with us, but it's also a system thing. So they're not just coming for us. They're coming for anybody who opposed to the system.
Okay. Okay. Well, say one of my questions is because we are given more time than the average white man, you know. And although there is more of us in the system,
Right.
but why is it so unfairly that we're getting more time than, say like if I was to stab someone, and they didn't die, and it was of course it's a felony or whatever, but whatever it is, and but then if a white guy stabs someone and that person died, they get the same sentence that I probably do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the unfairness that that bothers me or whatever. But
that's a part of the system. And me getting caught up in being a part of the system and learning how to stay out of the system is that you don't even really realize how tilted the system is.
Right.
Until you get in it. Like, so I'm gonna make my example. I get caught with a loaded firearm, right? No crime, no nothing, just me. They come get us, right? We go in. When I get to court, it is not possession of a loaded. It's not possession of a illegal firearm.
Right.
They reword it. It's possession of a loaded firearm, which is a felony.
Right.
Possession of an illegal firearm, which is having a firearm with no papers, basically.
Right.
Which is an illegal firearm, which half your NRA members have them. Right. That's a misdemeanor. So what they did was they worded it and they gave me a felony.
Yeah.
And being so scared, right, of the judicial system, I took it. I shouldn't have. I should have fought it, got my misdemeanor, got summary probation.
Right.
But like I say, it goes into that you don't even know.
Exactly. So
what they do is they'll hit you with, all right, man, you got a murder. I'm gonna give you 75 years.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take 25.
Right.
It's so that's how they do it, and that is because prisons are private.
Right.
And because the state has allocated those beds off, they're paying for those beds. So believe it or not, they have to put somebody in those beds.
Yeah.
Because they're paid for already.
Yeah. And then that's why they keep it full.
What do you guys think about the new, I don't know if you guys know, but LA is actually building a new prison in downtown LA. It is being built as we speak. They are propositioning the fact of building a new $3 billion prison here in LA.
Wow.
So what do you guys think of that?
Well, they trying to lock us up.
Well, and like you said, it's all about the money,
And
they know they're not building it knowing that it ain't gonna get filled.
Right. Let me tell you guys something.
Yeah.
We have to realize that this system is not built for us.
Right.
And when I say us, I mean regular, everyday, working class people. It is not built for us. It's built for the 1% that we never even see. So even if you think you got it and you got a lot of money, you are not within the 1%. So let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Jay-Z, your P. Diddy's, they are not in your 1%. So even they cannot dictate as much as they would like to say that they can, right? Because everything was put in place already. Everything was already, this is it is. So down to your laws, down to the way that your sentence on your law has already been systematically placed in order previously.
Maybe not only that, but can we talk about the way that, like jury duty in general? First of all, who's judging you in order to go inside? Like, have you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever been through jury duty, but sometimes you don't have to have a huge IQ in order to be part of a jury.
For sure.
Now, the fact that you don't have to have a huge IQ and the fact that lawyers are the way they are, don't you think that that's also part of the system of why certain people are in jail?
It is. It is all, and it goes back to the book. It is not one act. Okay? It is, racism is not one act, right? It's a system. It's you have institutional racism and you have individual racism. Prison is an institutional form of racism, right? It is a place where you are literally, it's modern day slavery. You are assigned a bed, you're on a chopping block, and you're stuck there.
Right.
And not only is more so modern day slavery because uh, allocating them off like as workers. So Starbucks, for the packaging of your Starbucks coffee, your sewing of your Victoria's Secret underwear, from like putting your tables together. I mean, a lot of iron work.
And you know what's funny about that? It's a lot of free labor that goes untaxed.
For sure.
You know, you get a lot of subsidies because it's free labor that's done by the prison system. And like the only way that you would get that is by having that plentiful of people, you know, you don't get that anywhere else. But I think it's really interesting. It never crossed my mind really how much we don't pay attention to jury duty. You know, something as simple as jury duty will make you realize how many people are swayed by certain words, you know, certain words. Yeah, you may be in college and you might not even know the connotation of certain words. Right. So imagine in jury duty, like, oh, this guy is pleading against murder, but really he didn't even commit murder. They just put it like that. You get me?
Yeah.
Exactly. So like how everything is worded and how like people understand, how people are not meant to understand certain things.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the knowledge
that's
of what's actually, you know, and especially if you ain't practice law, study law, or whatever, you're not going to really know.
Let me tell you something about the system and the way it is. A lot of them don't even know law. So let me break it down to y'all. What's so dope about America, right? It was built by criminals. So every law has a back door. Right?
Of course, yeah.
That's exactly what I meant.
Exactly.
Down to murder. Right?
So tell me why OJ got out of prison, but yet there's other people that are like being held up against like against the system, literally just for not having papers.
For sure.
But yeah, but somebody can get away with murder because they got those type of lawyers.
And money.
And not just that though. They owed him that one. They kind of worked OJ.
Oh, they worked him big time.
They steamed him on a sting. He went to go get his stuff back, and the dude that came to tell him who stole his stuff was working for the FBI.
Right.
The dude who gave him the gun was working for the FBI. So he technically did 9 years for actually the murder that they think he committed.
He was set up for
really commit so that crime he was actually wrongfully done on that one. But they tried to get him for the murder that they think he committed on Nicole, and I'm still on the fence about that as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he did it.
Yeah.
And just because I know America and no black man is that lucky. Johnny Cochran's great, but he's not that good. I'm sorry. If they wanted him, they would have had him, and I think that was the biggest part of going to go get him in Vegas. That's just kind of, but I think that was huge because it was a sting on a sting. So he went to go get his stuff, but the dude told him was working for the police the whole time. So it's like me, like Veg, the people you've been looking for that jumped you, let's go get them here. But the whole time I'm working for the police.
Yeah.
It's like, that's beyond a setup. That's like conniving, and I don't even know how he was able to be convicted for it.
Yeah.
Because it was a setup. Like it's like you told me to commit the crime.
Yeah. Okay, you know, we're gonna take a break real quick, and actually, you guys, I don't know if you've been listening lately or whatever, but we're talking about Bill Cosby. You know, he just got
they got him for more.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and wait for some more people to get in, and also get ready for our phone call guests to come in or whatever. So that's what's happening right now. Let me change. I had to change my song because this wasn't good anyway. But anyway, 95.1 KVCM Monarch Radio.
They finally found him acquitted, huh? Or what? Right?
I think it was like 3 charges already. Let me see. I have to look it up to make sure. Oh, sure. I forgot I was still on Facebook. That get behind the scenes, everything. What's up, Candace?
I'm so on the fence about that whole thing.
Yeah, I heard you, Shell. Yeah.
I'm so on the fence about that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, but that's another example. You know what I mean? Unfairly do because
it's touchy.
It is touchy. Exactly.
And it's proven.
Exactly.
So I don't know, man. And then I know, there we go. We got
What?
That's him? Almost. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that have to be on there too. All right. Y'all see what the topic is about. I know some of y'all out there know somebody that knows somebody that's been in the system. So shoot y'all comments and we'll talk about it. We got a guest that's actually on the inside of the joint that's going to call us and let us know.
Talk to us.
Yeah, talk to us and let us, know what's happening for real, And as y'all see, just heard just now, my man DJ Fatboy, he's been through it, so he knows, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep kicking that knowledge to you guys, whatever. And I got Almost Amazing on the phone. He's waiting to get in on this conversation too, so we'll be right back in just a second, all right? Bear with us. Jenny, what's up? Steph?